Sounds on, cameras on. We are ready to go. Welcome everybody to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I am him. I'm that guy. Still really trying to figure out exactly what we're doing. I'm just running around making ice. Kyle's staring at the screen as he's doing this. Go! Purple, way behind, way behind. Is it on? It is black number one. Let's do it down. Gently. Still going strong. Welcome everybody to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Today we are doing the most controversial thing that you can do apparently. And that's make cocktails that you've never made before. This is Drinker or Stinker. We are going to be making a cocktail today. Listen, the ingredients don't sound so bad. I like a Scotch. I like Curacao in a lot of cocktails. A splash of vermouth, why not? Orange bitters, okay. It's when you bring this in that really gets me going. This drink, I'm gonna put these down. Honestly, it's been enough time. Today we are doing a cocktail called the Charmer cocktail. I had never heard of it before. Me and my homies have never heard of it before. The small group of ne'er-do-wells that I hang about have never heard of this cocktail, but it is definitely in a number of cocktail books. So we have to figure out why it was never a thing. It's a Scotch cocktail, right? Throw some Scotch in. There are lots of different types of Curacao. There is red Curacao, as a matter of fact. There is green Curacao, clear Curacao, white Curacao, orange Curacao. There's all kinds of Curacaos. They all taste exactly the same. This is from the 1860s. The Dutch Bowls Company, who, full disclosure, has sponsored the Mixed Cocktail Hour in the past and hopefully in the future as well. They created something called Blue Curacao. They took regular old Curacao that apparently wasn't selling that well. They put some blue dye in it, and from there, apparently it sold. Oh. So when you see blue drinks nowadays, you would have a hard time running into a blue drink that did not have some sort of Curacao in it. Unless you just have some rogue bartender with blue drops of food dye. Could have that. That could be a thing. But I don't think so. I think most of it, the Blue Hawaii, the Blue Hawaiian, the Blue Lagoon, all of them named blue. Somehow the Charmer skipped right past naming it. It's not called the Blue Charmer. It's just called the regular old Charmer. Let's make it and see what we're up to. Paul said this may be a sneaky drinker. He may be right, he may be wrong. Mark Sanchez chose to focus mostly on the fact that this is Scotch and vermouth. He does not care much for Scotch and vermouth, apparently, so he calls this a stinker. Let's see which one of them is right. We're going to start off, why not, with the Scotch. The rules, of course, in Drinker or Stinker are that I try and use the highest quality booze that I can. I am not opening up a nice bottle of Scotch for this, so this instead is a single malt. I didn't just go buy, some blended garbage. Instead, I got this stuff. This is a single malt from the Highlands. So this is going to be sort of similar to, say, a Glenfiddich, Glenlivet. Technically, those are Speyside, but that's Highlands. And this is aged in rum barrels. I like this Scotch, even though it's from Trader Joe's. So we're going to count it. Here we go. Oop. Can't pick them back up. My hands are all freaked out. Let's go ahead and put in 1.5 ounces of this. I brought in the clear mixing glass today so that we can all see exactly what this blue Curacao does to it. I think we know. It blues it. There we go. Next thing we're going to be putting in here is going to be some of this. This is vermouth. Dry vermouth. David Strickland asking, where do they find the blue oranges to make it? I wish that was the case. I wish that they really did find blue oranges to go into them, although they would, of course, then be called blues. Let's just be serious. But they do not. They do not find any different flavor of orange to put in orange curacao or blue curacao. It tastes exactly the same as any other curacao. We need a dash of this. That's all it says, just a dash. So we're just going to go ahead and eyeball a dash at about, let's say about a 1/4 ounce. Now watch this. Barely did anything. That's what they're looking for. That's what every recipe says. A dash of dry white curacao. 2.5 ounces of Scotch versus a dash of white curacao. It still smells a lot like Scotch. That's the point, I guess. 2 dashes of Angostura orange bitters. Kristen Eve, I like that a lot. Love Kristen. 2 big dashes of this. Remember, when we do our dashes, the important part of doing dashes, when we're doing dashes into a cocktail, is we don't grab it like this. Very difficult to get your arm to turn all the way upside down. Let's put the cap on, I'll show you guys better. Difficult to get your arm to turn all the way up like this. You really need to be doing your bitters straight upside down. So much easier if you just grab right here. Flipperoo. 1, 2. It's not a bad looking cocktail now. I mean, listen, have I seen better looking cocktails? Sort of cocktails that are brought to life by adding 2 different liquids into them. And maybe the sum of the parts is greater than any of the parts together. Yeah. I've seen cocktails like that. This isn't that cocktail. Looks like a small glass of Scotch. This, apparently, is where the charmer really comes to life, is when we get our blue curacao. Oh, for all you ASMR people, just open up a new bottle. I don't know if anybody likes that. We're going to go ahead and put in 1/2 ounce of blue curacao. Careful not to spill it on anything. Nothing you can do now. Looks like every other blue drink that ever blued in the world. That's how blue curacao works. So, technically, this is like green at this point. Let's see, is it any better if I step away? Oh yeah, a little better if I step away. Not a great looking cocktail. But ours is not to question why. Ours is just to do or die. Let's go ahead and put a bunch of ice in here. I did bring in some whipping cubes today. I was teaching corporate classes all day. And corporate classes are not as impressed with my clear ice as I would hope. Most likely because they have jobs. So they don't have time to sit around and think about ice. So I bring in whipping cubes so we all have the same cubes. I think it's important that all of our cubes look alike. Let's give this a quick old shake. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Really don't want to shake that one too much. There's clearly a lot of delicateness in here other than the monster that is blue curacao. Well, let's get our ice ready. I've never seen anybody recommend what type of ice goes into this, so I'm taking a big fat guess. I crushed some ice earlier. Maybe some crushy ice is what we're looking for here. And from one to the other. Paul's asking 1.5 ounces or 2.5 ounces. What did I put down at the bottom? It is 1.5 ounces. 1.5 ounces. Did I make another mistake in the thing? 1.5 ounces, 1/2 ounce of blue curacao, a dash of dry vermouth, and a dash of orange bitters. Really isn't a lot going on. I said 2.5. Oh, I said 2.5. Sorry. Really isn't a lot going on. There isn't a lot of drink to this. It's kind of just, it's like a 2-ounce pour, not of Scotch, but of Scotch and orange juice, or orange curacao, blue curacao. I'm going to give this just a little bit of an orange rind here. Squeeze that in. Orange rind mostly because, first of all, orange and blue is kind of a cool look. Second of all, the only real other flavor other than Scotch is orange, so we're not really gonna, mess it up. Here we go. It's just like, why is it blue? Okay, here we go. First of all, let me just put you in my mind frame. Let me put you in my mind frame. You walk into a bar, right? You sit at the bar. Somebody orders a drink. It's called the Charmer. They're like, hey, Joe, one Charmer for me and whatever she's having. You look at that cocktail, you're like, ooh, I want that blue cocktail. I gotta have it. I don't care what's in it. It's blue. I have a very specific expectation for a blue cocktail. This puts its butt right in that face and wiggles it around a lot. This is not, is it okay? It's okay. It's just barely okay. But why blue? Just make it orange. Just make it orange. Make it any other color. Why did every recipe I came across say it's gotta be blue? Ah! It drove me crazy. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Ugh. Thought maybe it would change. Listen. It oddly has notes of chocolate. The Scotch and the orange go together. Yes, there are some. Oh, Paul is saying there are some recipes out there calling for orange curacao. Not any that I found. Everyone that I found said it was blue curacao. Either way, yeah, this is, as for a blue drink, it fails miserably. It fails miserably. There is no blue drink that should ever taste like this, ever. For a drink that somebody handed me in a dark room. You ever heard of that? My buddy Dylan used to run one of these. It was a restaurant in complete darkness where they had the waiters who were blind. So you sit there and the waiters can sort of move their way around because, they're pretty good at that. But you, who is a seeing person, is like, whoa, what? I'm eating. I think that's still out in Santa Monica. I think his restaurant's still open out there. In that specific instance, if I had this cocktail, I would also say, first of all, you've misnamed it. This is not the Charmer. This is not, everybody keeping their pants on for this Charmer. I promise you that. But would I maybe have a second one? Scotch just can't go with sweet like this. It has to be like a nutty sweetness. That's it. But we're done. I'm done. This was a stinker. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. I'm not even gonna try and fix it because then I'm putting more Scotch. It's the blue that I have a problem with. So really, that's sort of where I'm at with it. It's the blue that I have a problem with. Okay, we're done here. You guys are the absolute greatest. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, just a class. I don't know what the theme is. It's just a Thursday class. Yeah, Paul will not be making this. So charming, you got to keep your pants on. That's right. It's so charming. You have to keep your pants on. It can't be fixed. That is, it is true. It can't be fixed. If you like Scotch, just drink Scotch. If you like Scotch with something sweet, have a Godfather. That's a great cocktail. You know, have a rusty nail. That's a great cocktail. Get some Drambuie in your life. Everybody needs a little Drambuie in their life. Don't put orange curacao in your. Don't put blue curacao in your Scotch. It's a good way to ruin even a bad Scotch. Tomorrow we'll be back. We are doing a full class on tequila with myself and Tammy. That is on it's 5 o'clock Friday, mixed cocktail hour, 5 o'clock Pacific time. It's changed for Phoenix. Now we're off time. So 5 o'clock California time. Saturday I will not be here. I am bartending at a friend's wedding. He needed some help, and so I figured I'd give him some help, and that is what it is. Time for the jasmine cocktail. That's exactly right. Yeah, David Holt. Thank you, David Holt. Keep charming. That's that. You guys are the absolute greatest. This is literally my dream, what I'm doing, and that you guys even show up to my dream. It's kind of like one of those actual dreams where you're like, you were there, and you were there, but why were you there? As I always say to everybody in my dreams, as I'm waking up, I look at them in the eyes, and usually there's the third one on their forehead, and I say, bye-bye. Bye-bye. You guys are the greatest. Till next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.